we now have a program that takes in, then validates our arguments, and now we have two lists, adjectives and nouns. And the next thing that we need to talk about is how we're going to randomly choose a noun and randomly choose some number of adjectives to create our insults. To start off here, I'm just going to take the adjectives here. I'm going to copy this and go over here and paste it into my REPL. And I'm going to just verify adjectives. Yes, that looks good. And I'm going to do the same for nouns. I'm just going to copy this and I'm going to paste it in and verify that I have nouns. And sorry about that. And now I have my list of adjectives and nouns. And what I'd like to do is to learn how to use the random module. So we talked before, I'm going to need to import random. And if we do help random, it will show us what we can do with the random module. I can hit the space bar to go forward pages at a time, and I see that there are lots of functions that I can call. One I'm going to choose, the first one here is called choice. Choose a random element from a non-empty sequence. Okay, so sequence is one of those things kind of also like iterable. It can mean a lot of different things. For this purpose, a list is a sequence. And so we're going to use that. So let's see how we can use random.choice, and we need to give it something, right? That's what it's missing here. It's complaining that it needs some sort of a sequence. Let's give it nouns, and it's going to choose Jack. It's going to choose milksop. It's going to choose Satan. That's pretty handy. If we wanted to make sure that it always gave us the same choice, I could say random seed, and let's just give it a seed of 1. And now if I say random choice nouns, it'll choose braggart first, and then it'll choose varlet. And let me, just to show you this, I'm going to say random seed, and I'm going to set it to none. And then I'm going to choose something, and it chooses Jack, and it chooses block. And then I'm going to go back and set random seed to 1 again, and I'm going to make that same. I'm going to choose again, and again, it chooses braggart, and then it chooses varlet. So that is what it means to be using these random seeds. It assures us that these pseudo-random choices will be reproducible in the future. So that is how we're going to use and why we're using random seeds. And this is how we can use random choice to select one of the nouns. One of the others, let's go back and look at help random. One of the other functions that I want you to use out of here is sample. So there was also, just under choice, there was a choices option, but that isn't quite the right method because of the way it could possibly choose the same item twice. We want to use a sample. So it's going to take some population, which is again is some sort of sequence or set, or like for in our case a list, our list of adjectives, and it's going to take a value k, which is the number of elements that we want to sample out. So since we want usually 2 adjectives, but it could perhaps be 1, but it could be 6 adjectives, we're just going to pass in k, whatever that number is, and let random sample give us back the elements that we're going to use. It's much easier than trying to manually pull these out ourselves by calling random choice again and again. Random choice, we could conceivably choose the same adjective more than once if we were to try to handle this ourselves, and we want to avoid that. We want it to really seem like a random choice. So it's much, much easier to use the random sample method here. So let me show you how to use that. I can say random sample from our adjectives, and I can say give me 2. And it gives me those 2, culliony and insatiate, and I can choose it again, and it gives me false and thin-faced. If I happen to want 3, I just change k to 3. If I want 1, it's kind of the same as choosing random choice, but notice, random choice gives us back 1 element. So nouns is a list of strings, so it gives us back a string. Here, even if we say random sample of 1, we're going to get back a list that contains 1 element, but we're going to get back a list regardless. That's going to be important. So now I've showed you most of the elements you need to solve this program. I've showed you how to define your arguments. You're going to need to, for the number that you're given of insoles that you're supposed to create, you're going to need to repeatedly choose you're going to need to sample some number of adjectives. You're going to need to make a choice of a noun, and then you're going to need to put that together into a string that's like you adjective, comma, adjective, noun, exclamation point. And that's what you're going to create as the output. And if you want, you can, again, run the program to see how it's going to run. And think about in your head, how could you make your program do that? So I will see you in the next video to talk about the solution that I wrote.